You like performing more than recording? Which one do you like more?
Nah, I love recording is the best because it's like it's the creative process, and then performing is like recording is like benching and getting stronger, and then it's like performing is like deadlifts, like showing it off. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yo, that's actually a great analogy. Yeah, like
Word, thank you.
what's more comfortable than going to the gym by yourself and like hitting reps? And then
Yeah,
it's like when everybody's around you watching and you bench
exactly.
400 once. Today on Loves Music, joining us all the way from Southern Maryland, we have mcgwn. mcgwn is a rapper who's promoting his two new singles, Motion Sickness and In My Range. I first discovered mcgwn when I heard his summer EP, I'll Be Here All Summer. I loved it. Listened to it front to back multiple times. Today, he joins us now on Loves Music. Up next, mcgwn. mcgwn, man, thank you so much for making time for me, bro. I considerably, thoroughly enjoyed the project, man.
Bro, I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to talk about some cool stuff. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man. So the single's hot. You got to start with the single, man. In my range, summer banger. Shout out
Yeah, yeah.
Grange. Really good, man. What was like? Where was your headspace when you were putting together that single, man?
So Grange and I linked up at a little festival playlist we did. Shout out locally grown. It was just a cool little festival setup that we did up by him, sort of where he stays at, and so we connected, and we were like we should make some. And then so I just went up to record it. He's got like a little home studio set up, and he was playing through beats, and yeah, we landed on that one. It's by a producer called Nada, and I thought it was sweet. He's got some sweet placements. He's an up and coming, pretty hot producer. So I was like, this is the one. So off of that, we just kind of had like a little back and forth vibe going. It was easy. It's type of track you can like you visualize that video as you're recording it. You know what I'm saying?
Are you getting traction with it? Because it's hot. It sounds current. It sounds like a summer song.
So that visual is doing well. The single right before is getting a little more traction right now, but it's cool. Like we're in an age where you can kind of push two projects at once because like something will catch whenever. You know what I'm saying? It's non-traditional. So I'm pushing them both right now as I can, and I'll definitely start to see a little more traction on In My Range, the most recent one.
Okay. Can we expect any live performances coming up?
So yeah, I'll be performing up here in Philly probably pretty soon. I'll probably get some bookings pretty soon. I know I'm talking to some people on the team, and we're pretty excited to get some shows in the city.
I think the project of yours that made me really turn the corner was I'll Be Here All Summer.
Yeah,
I think technically it's an EP, but it feels like an album. There's a certain
right,
degree of continuity to it. It's
right.
a theme. The songs kind of run together. It feels like a fully fleshed out concept.
Yeah,
Even though it's only
yeah,
seven songs. Yeah.
right.
Was it? Did you do that on purpose or to make it like? I mean, there was like a water theme that's kind of consistent throughout the project, like being on the beach. You know, the water in the beginning.
It's always been kind of important to me that like the tracks that like whether it's an EP or an album like independently it's hard to drop like an EP. So like everything kind of gets listed as an album either way, but it's yeah, it's important that I like the tracks have synergy to me that they work to come to a bigger message, a bigger theme. And coming from Southern Maryland, I grew up right on the bay, and it was important to me that my debut like project sort of tied in a lot of those beach themes that I kind of grew up with, sort of like that beach rap trap blend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because the flows have like a maturity to them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it sounds like somebody like when you hear that album, right? You listen to that EP and you're like, oh, there's probably like four or five more albums like this. This is
Right.
somebody who's been out for 8 to 10 years, and then you open it up and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, this dude's just getting out of park, man. Like he's like,
Debut. Yeah.
yeah. So there's a certain there's and you can tell the growth from like the 2023 2024 stuff to then, which makes your current single feel like the next logical step in the progression of your growth as an artist, man. So really well done.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it was important that we came out the gate swinging, and I had some really dope heads behind me, sort of to push out the beginning of like a long journey. So it's cool that we got our footing kind of early.
So talk to me a little bit about your production team. Is there any producers you want to shout out?
Yeah, shout out my man Dan Flavin. I've been working with him since the rip. He pulled me out the mud. I was making just them shitty garage demos, and then I was making all of a sudden, you link up with someone and you're making highly produced, like great studio music. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that. So shout out Dan Flavin. He executive produced that EP. I'll Be Here All Summer, and yeah, I work closely with him. And then I got my boy Roberto on working with. That's my guy, and just some people really they're devoted to my success right now. I could not be more grateful, like more thankful for the time and resources that other people are putting in. That's how you know shit's getting serious, I think, when other people are like, yeah, like we got something here. You know what I'm saying? It's not just you anymore.
Absolutely, man. Now, when you choose to collaborate with somebody, like what are some of like the character traits that you're looking for when you're putting your team together? Because obviously you can't put out music of that quality by yourself. I mean, you can,
Right.
but it's really freaking
Right.
difficult.
Yeah, it'd
What
be hard. Yeah.
like what are some of the things you're looking for when you choose to link up with somebody, whether it's as a feature or whether it's as a producer or just somebody in the camp?
That first link, like I think you just gotta be open minded for that first meetup. Like if you hear something that you think, you could work with, or you see something that you could work with, then I think you should always try it, and then if you don't jive from there, then you can go from there. But that first link up will tell you everything you need to know, I would say. And if it feels right, and if you feel like you could get stuff done with this person, like, and they're cool, and you trust their process, and then I feel like you could have more good collaborative sessions with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Where
I've recorded 5 projects with the same engineer, and I'm
yeah,
convinced I couldn't have been able to do this project with anybody else.
right,
You
for
know,
sure. Yeah, you just get
comfort
locked in on
level,
different,
yeah.
right.
Mhm.
And there's something to be said for, engineers finding that, like, the way to pop as an engineer and a producer nowadays, they say, isn't to just chase placements, but rather find like upcoming artists and really work with them and hone in a sound with them and then ride it to the top with them. You know what I'm saying? So I respect that too. And I think it's just a mutually symbiotic type relationship.
Yeah, and you guys have great chemistry too. It doesn't feel like you're in a studio picking through a series of beats. Like it feels like you and an engineer lockstep putting together
Curated.
like one, like you said, a symbiotic idea,
Right.
and it
Yeah.
translates to the music for sure.
Right. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's important to me as well. Yeah.
Take me back to the beginning. When did you really like dip your foot into like the music pool?
Right. That's yeah, funny enough. So I always tell people, like, when I really started getting like this new modern rap influence, I was like just getting into like middle school, and like so like I was just a huge trap head when I was a kid. Like I loved like just like the hot trap at the time. Like Migos dropped Culture when I was in 5th grade, and I was like, holy shit, like this rap stuff is the coolest stuff in the world. Like this is all I want to do with my time. You know what I'm saying? So then I was always writing songs and stuff and just really submersing myself in the culture. But I probably started like really like, okay, wait, I can make studio music like in high school. Like sophomore, junior year of high school, I was like I could lay down tracks that I think would be, I could put in my own playlist. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
So then I started just getting demos in, and that's when I started trying to hone in the sound, sort of craft an identity as an artist around that time, junior year of high school.
Now I'm curious about what age when you started getting like public validation, when people started to notice.
Right. So after I dropped, so I had a bunch of I had 3 tracks dropped publicly, like independent distribution, called under McGeezy was my artist name at the time. And so I remember just DMing different artists, like shout out my boy Luke Santana. I DM'd him, and he put me in contact with Dan Flavin, my prod now. So it was just like DMs like that, and just constant reach outs and stuff, and then just hoping that I would reach the right people, and I did. So then once it got to the point where I was making what I thought was like quality studio music that could be pushed out, then we started getting pitched to editorials, and then just mere like just little boosts in streams, like 5K off the debut for McGowan, and then yeah, just up from there, I would say, for the most part.
Something that always irks me is when the older generation wants to kind of turn their nose up at like the younger guys.
Word.
And I don't mind it being like an acquired taste. Like if you grew up on, Jay and Eminem and the
Hmm.
guys 14 and 15 years younger are doing something different, I don't mind if it's like an
Word.
acquired taste. It takes you a while to get it. But when you
Hmm.
just turn up your nose at the younger guys, how do they expect the genre to move forward? You know what I mean?
Right.
You need young visionaries to move the genre forward.
Hmm.
Otherwise we're all going to be sitting around listening to 60-year-old rappers. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I
So
agree with you
yeah.
completely.
So what kind of feedback, I'm just curious, do you get from like older guys with your music? Talking like 40 and up.
Hey, I'm at a weird point. I mean, it's interesting that you say that, because all that negative feedback and that bad press and that shade that older generation will throw these new artists, it really only works to their benefit. It only helps their career, and and pushes them to new heights, because polarization is such a factor nowadays that just getting a little hate it'll really push a career to, like the limelight, you know what I'm saying? So I'm at a point where I'm not in like a spotlight enough to where I think, different demographics that wouldn't necessarily be tapped into this genre are like really consuming my art. So I hope at one point they are, and then I can really see what their feedback is, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm at the point where, I was talking to my team, like we don't get like a ton of like hate, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm so gracious for the support I have, but like you should be doing something that not everyone agrees with, or maybe you're not pushing yourself hard enough, you know what I'm saying? But that's sort of where I'm at with that.
Yeah, I feel like the best art should make you a little uncomfortable, right?
Word.
Like if you feel like you're
Yeah.
like a little bit safe, you're not really growing as an artist. So it
Right.
should always be
Right.
like one step outside of your comfort zone, you know?
Mhm. Or it should make some people comfortable and some people uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's just it should operate differently on different levels and in different contexts and whatnot. So
I'm curious, man, where do you find yourself as an artist? Like what do you find is the most challenging part of trying to put together a music career in today's climate?
honestly, like I feel like most artists will tell you that they signed up to be artists. Like they signed like musicians signed up to make music, but you can't succeed commercially as a musician unless you just want to like unless you promote yourself and you're like an advertiser and a salesman nowadays too. And a lot of musicians will fall short and they're like, I don't want to do that, and that's totally understandable to me, because like you want to make music, like I want to make music too. And making TikTok sucks sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And like just putting yourself out there in a way that's not, where you feel most comfortable, and which is like recording and your sonic identity, you know what I'm saying? But you have to push that visual identity and that commercial identity too nowadays to be anything. So that's not fun, I find myself falling short sometimes of that. And yeah, but it's so important nowadays.
Something I noticed is that the difference between actual skill level, quality, it varies. Like I'll hear somebody with 2,500 Instagram followers and then somebody with 20,000, and it'll be
Hmm.
and musically they're around the same, right? But then I'll see somebody with 2,000 Instagram followers and 50,000 with similar music, but the 50,000 one puts so much energy into their visual aesthetic. And I had a theory that if they put the same level of creativity into their visuals, like as they do on like their albums,
Right.
one, it wouldn't feel as tedious, and two, they get a better response.
Right.
Do you notice that dichotomy at all? Like people putting like we'll put all this energy into an album and then be like, here, I just posted a
Right.
clip on my story.
Yeah, because like you're only playing 20% of the game at that point. You know what I'm saying? And that is how you should start off, I believe. Like you should create like number one, like you're not like none of this visual, you're gonna go anywhere if your music is shit. So you gotta make good music. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta make sure you're making cool, interesting, unique music and what you think is the best, like sonic stuff you can put out. And then yeah, then you can't do that forever though. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to get past that point, I think. And then you got to start really honing in on your brand identity, you know what I'm saying, as an artist.
All right, so give me an idea, man. Like what does a tough day look like for you?
A tough day like recording?
Yeah. Like just like creative writer's
Yeah.
block. Like what does
No, that's a good question. I really like that question. I always kind of have like an underlying like fear when I'm recording that like I'll just like forget how to make music. Like I'll just like lose all my sauce. And like I spoke to my like producer about that, and he's like, that's like ridiculous. Like you won't. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like a lot of artists just have this fear that like they're just gonna like forget, like just lose it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't remember what that movie's called, where he like falls on his arm and he becomes like a major league pitcher, that kid, and then he falls on it again and then he's just like loses it. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
The
It's
rookie
like
of
I
the
feel
year?
yeah, that's what it is,
Hmm.
right? Yeah, I feel like a lot of artists kind of have that like that fear. I know I do myself, and it's totally irrational. I don't know what it is, but that's sort of what gets me in a block. But like usually I'll be able to work out of it within like an hour of just really marinating in it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think our best songs come to us more so by chance than deliberately. Like if I go
Yeah,
into the studio and I'm like, I'm going to make the dopest song on my record. It's
right,
not it's not going to be the dopest song on my record. It's like when you
right.
crack the door and just kind of let the creativity kind of sit in the room, and then
Uh-huh.
you're like, oh, dude, we just cut that song in 90 minutes. It's like the best song on my album. I
Yeah,
was just I was just like in a zone, right?
Yeah,
I think it's not that we doubt our talent, it's we doubt that that same energy is going to come back in the room again. You
for
know?
sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely sympathize. I could get down with that. And a lot of times too, I'll find that the best songs might have been shit that I like gave up on. You know what I'm saying? Or like stuff that like a 30-second demo, and then I was like, yo, I'm not feeling this. Let's move on to something else. And then you scoot that demo over, and then you listen to it later, and you're like, wait, hold on. And you know what I'm saying? Then it all comes back to you know what I'm saying? So it's all very random. Yeah, it is by chance, I would say.
Yeah. I think like I used to do have these like marathon sessions. And I stayed because my buddy was in Pennsauken. I was in Philadelphia. I didn't have a car, so
Word,
I would just stay up there for 3 days and record. And I remember
word.
it's like the end of the third day. I might have had like a song and a half done. I was so frustrated. And 3 hours before I leave, we cut two songs, like
Yeah,
90 minutes
exactly.
apiece. Some
Yeah,
of the best music, like I'm the most proud of,
yeah,
like those two
exactly.
songs. And I don't know what happened. We just cracked the door. There was like no pressure. I was like, let's just get something recorded. And like every decision was like the right decision for like 90
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah.
And like good art will like break the constraint of like your like what you thought like your time constraints where like you're like, oh, I can make a good song in like an hour. And you know, sometimes it'll take 10 minutes, you know what I'm saying? You're like, I need a brick for this one, or you'll get it out quick, or you're like, I'll get this one done quick, and then you're like, hold on, I want to add and take an hour to harmonize all these backtracks, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But let's do it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So it like the project takes on a life of its own, I would say, in those regards. Like it's just up to the music gods at that point what the track needs, yeah, and
I'm
it
glad you,
doesn't
you
care
believe
what
in music guys too.
for sure,
Yeah,
yeah, why
like
not?
sometimes you get like an anointing on your album. You'll be like, yo, I don't know
Yeah,
I didn't write that one by myself.
yeah,
Like I was by
I was
myself, but I didn't write that one by
I'll
myself.
say that. I say I didn't write that shit. Like I don't like I'll look back, I gotta read it from like a third person. Like I didn't write. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
it's
saying?
wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man. Take me through take me through your actual process, right? I'm sure like
Right.
every song is different, but when you're like, all right, from the beginning to end, right? Completely blank canvas, finished song. Usually about how long is that window?
Well, it's just such an ever evolving process. Like if you played me like a beat for the first time in the studio, and then I was like, I love it, like let's make a song, I would say 40 minutes of recording and then 30 minutes of like structure, like fucking shit up. And if it's like a really good song, I'll be happy with it after those two periods. You know what I'm saying? And there's that's so variable, but it like rap songs are a different point because a lot of the times they aren't like the instrumentation isn't produced on the spot. You know what I'm saying? So like studio sessions look a little different for rappers. You know? Yeah, I would say I could get it done in that time.
That makes sense. You're picking a beat, not starting from scratch.
Right,
Yeah,
right. And there are times, you know, where you want to start from scratch and different projects call for different strats and whatnot. But yeah.
that makes sense. So this question is a two-parter, right? So what does
Okay.
success look like for you in the short term, say 6 months, and success in the long term, say 3 years?
Word. So 6 months, yeah, I'm just really trying to keep with this schedule of posting what I think is really good, fun, exciting music and visuals to go along with it, and then continue growing my core audience and welcoming new ears, which I'm always just so thankful for. And yeah, I'm have a lot of sweet projects coming out and a lot of cool, amazing people that I'm excited to collaborate with. So just continue to do cool shit and make stuff look cool is my 6 month is my 6 month goal, and in 3 years hopefully we're rocking with mcgown enterprises, we're rocking with mcgowan music, you know what I'm saying, and we're something big, we're developing artists, and we got a brand, and we're dropping insane studio concept music and touring the world.
So when you envision your success, it's from the position of not just artist, but also as a mogul, developing young
For
talent.
sure. Yeah, I think that's like, and when I say that's where the money's at, not like monetarily. That's like that's just where like that's where the motion is as like an artist, is developing other artists and then being like a curator of culture and sound. And I think that's just dope. I mean, being an artist is awesome, and I want to be a recording artist and take it as far as humanly possible. But I also just have like a desire to just work with other artists and sort of build a brand, you know, and build a sound, build like build our own subculture, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'd like, and I can see it too. Like I said, there's a cohesiveness. It feels like a movement. They don't feel like random songs, and not even just from song to song, but the visuals, the visuals match the music. I'm not just saying like the music video matches the music. I'm talking about like your Instagram looks like the guy I heard on the album, which is
Yeah.
like which is indicative of like a certain degree of authenticity, right?
Right.
I'm like, oh, that's the
Yeah.
voice. That's the guy. That's the oh, it all matches, you
Right.
know?
And that's in a lot of ways that's the validation that, like teams look for. That's the validation that artists and their media really look for. That's important to hear. Yeah.
I know that you talked earlier about the doubt. Like you might not think you can make another great song. You get like that like artist anxiety.
Right, right.
It's a theory that a lot of those are like unfulfilled prophecy. That's where fear comes from. They're just like lies that you tell yourself. You know, a lot they're not really steeped in reality. They're just kind of lies that
Right.
you're telling yourself, right?
Right, right.
What
Mhm.
are some of the truths that you tell yourself that help you like kind of get your head in the game and like stay focused?
Right. So yeah, the other side of that coin of that artist anxiety, as you said, is like just an insane amount of delusion that you have to subscribe to if you want to be a successful recording artist. Like you truly have to be in a way incredibly self-centered to believe that you're something that millions of people will hopefully want to consume. You know what I'm saying? So that cockiness should carry you like really far. You know what I'm saying? And in sand, there's a bar. You know what I'm saying? I still feel the fire. It's like stuck back home. But and when that shit dies out, like I'm retiring. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have that fire in you, like and that confidence that like I'm him, like I'm that guy, like I'm making these sickest tracks out right now, like you really truly will get nowhere, I believe. So that's the other side of that coin, and that's really what I really subscribe to every time I try to pull up the studio, every time I try to do some cool shit. Like I'm like my potential, like my following may not match my potential right now. Like that's cool. Like I got something to live up to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like you have to be a little bit crazy to be an
For
artist,
sure.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like you don't
yeah.
watch a football game and be like, I can do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right,
You don't watch pro wrestling, and be like, yeah, I can do that. But like I'll hear a
right.
song and I'll be like, I want to make one of those.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
who do you
right.
think you are? You're gonna
Yeah.
make one
What
of
makes you think you can do that shit, right? Like
that.
you're like, all right, well, I'm just gonna try it for
Yeah.
years, I guess, until I figure it
Yeah,
out, right?
right. Like I have
Yeah,
to, right?
yeah, yeah.
Do you ever feel burdened by your creativity? Like do you feel like I either have a song in me or a project I'm trying to get out and it either hurts, like it almost like physically hurts, like I have to get it out, or you
Mm.
feel like I need a break, but I can't break because I have to get this music out.
I feel that. No, I don't. I'd actually, yeah, I have. I can't really sympathize with that second one so much, but I have definitely felt like if I'm not making music and I'm not progressing like every day, like sonically and visually and for my brand, like I'm wasting my time. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to like compartmentalize and step out of those work shoes, and but yeah, I feel like it's all I want to do is make music, and like all I want to do is get this shit popping. Like that's the only thing I think about when I wake up. You know what I'm saying? So it's really what carries me through my days. So yeah, I never feel like I need a break from it. You know what I'm saying? And I hope one day, I do exhaust a lot of that energy because I think that'll mean that I'll see some success in some regard. But
It'll probably come on the other end of like immense success, you know? Right now you're climbing, you know?
right now I'm starving. Right? Exactly. So yeah.
Question, man, what's the best compliment that someone's ever paid you?
I really like when people connect to like one of some of my more emotional cuts. Like there's a song "Nothing at All" that's on my song. I'll be here all summer that I feel like a lot of people really connected to. It's not like massively streamed or anything, but they're like when they say stuff like, "Oh, I can't play that one on the drive home." Like, don't let me hear that one like in late hours. Like it'll get wicked. Like what I'm saying, I'll get all emotional. Like I really really appreciate when that kind of music connects with people. Like not that I don't appreciate when like the hype fun tracks, people get down with them, but when yeah, when something I really pour my emotional soul into connects with people, then yeah, that really means a lot to me.
That's the best. That is a really good compliment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
awesome, man. Here's a question. They
Yeah,
say art imitates life or life imitates art. Do
right.
you feel like your on record persona informs your everyday life? Or do you think it's your everyday life, who you are, just spilling out onto your records?
I honestly, yeah, I mean, I think it's the same guy. Like, I don't really think I'm playing like a character, like as someone would say. Like, like that's me for real. That's me like obviously at my most confident sometimes, and sometimes at my most vulnerable. But like that's still me. Like I would say yeah, like those they it counteracts like sometimes, I'll look to that guy I'll look to those songs for like inspiration to get through like daily life, like like you're him, remember what you're doing this for, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, and then obviously I pull from my everyday life for those same songs. So it works, it crosses over.
Yeah, I don't see it doesn't translate as an outside listener who doesn't know you personally. It doesn't translate as persona. It translates as just a further extension of like a very
Again,
down
yeah.
to earth guy, you know?
Again, yeah, that's huge to hear. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like
appreciate it.
like some artists you can't imagine them going to like a supermarket. Like I couldn't even
Right.
imagine this artist walking in and getting a coffee. You know what I mean? It's like the counter of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I hope I remain that level of connectability, because you should like people want to consume what they relate to and what feels right, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's and there's something like cool about and like of the aura of not knowing, that or thinking that these superstars are on such a different level than you. But I don't think I ever want to be that kind of guy. I kind of want to be that down to earth. I can connect with you through my words and my music and my persona. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think anybody, I think most people, if you ask outside of like, I think a larger percentage of people want to make art and be commercially viable, and the fame is just a byproduct of just being really good at
Right.
the art.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Art, do
So
people want to
yeah.
be famous? Sure. You know what I mean? But the majority of artists, they're like, yeah, I want to be able to like pay my bills and just do art for a living, you know?
Exactly.
So in keeping in line with how you want to connect with your audience on an intrinsic level, what's like one overlying message or feeling you want a listener to take with them after they've heard your music?
Yeah, that's definitely something that I should be thinking about, and I like that question too. But I don't know if I have an answer for that, to be totally truthful with you. I don't know if I think it should be so subjective, and you should take away so many messages or as little as you want, come to me to turn your brain off or to turn it on, you know what I'm saying? Like I hope that I can one day touch all those different spectrums of why someone would come to listen to music, you know what I'm saying?
I gotta be honest, man. I think it's okay to not have an answer.
Yeah,
I think
word.
I think that like we're so used to approaching art from a business standpoint because everybody wants to
Right.
kind of because you need like either the commercial or public validation. So it's like, well, what's your mission statement with this song? And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I like the hi hat and
No,
the bass line, you
for
know,
sure.
you
For
know, like
sure.
so. I think it's okay, like
Yeah.
I listen. I have like music junk food. I'm not saying that your stuff junk food,
Right.
but like what
Yeah.
your music junk food is. I just need drums in the background while I lift weights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't need my world healed right now.
Right. And it can range from guilty pleasure to the most conceptual, amazing, like high concept thing you've ever heard. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, you do have songs with a lot of depth, though. I mean, it's not
Yeah, I
you
try.
have a
Yeah.
7 song EP. There's not seven
Right.
party songs. There's like
Yeah, right.
four, right? Or three, and all the other ones
Yeah.
are like a little bit heavier. It feels like
Right.
and
I
introspective.
try to put that in. Like that's important to me. That's important that especially with a project that it just goes through a range of emotions and doesn't stay in the same place the whole time. Like that's so important.
Yeah, man. Outside of other rappers, like you were talking about, who are some of the people personally that had the biggest influence on your creative life?
As a kid, like I listened to I would say like more like just more commercial rap, like when I was a kid, and I really loved underground rap. Like my pops like was cranking Nas a lot when I was a kid, and like he raised me on like the OGs too, like Run DMC type. But yeah, then like as I started to get into my own type of vibes, my own type of music, then I started to really listen to a lot of trap, like a lot of like Migos, a lot of Young Thug, and I like Drake a lot. And then I went into those more I feel like when I was a kid, like it was more like lyrical and trap. Like that was such like a tooth, like and
Makes sense.
obviously there's like it's just completely mixed and jumbled now, which is how it should be. But yeah, then I would touch like I loved Kendrick and I loved J. Cole and as a kid. And it's I know it's funny to say to a lot of like modern hip hop fan, I'm so young that I like grew up on Kendrick and J. Cole, you know what I'm saying? But like I really did.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like
No, it makes sense.
yeah,
If you
yeah.
have like cool parents that are like open minded, I mean, those
Yeah.
artists are. I mean, there's 40-year-olds listening to those artists. So if
For
you have
sure.
teenage kids, I mean, that's they're gonna be raised on
Right.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Similar here. Like I think there was like the pop rap movement. So like I graduated, it's like 50 Cent, Eminem, DMX.
Right.
And then I went trap, but it was like Southern trap. So I'm like Rick Ross, T.I., Jeezy were like
Yeah, yeah,
my
yeah.
like late 20s, like driving around music. And then so I was
Right.
already like in my 30s when like Drake came out and Kendrick. So
Right.
we're about
Right.
14, 15 years apart, probably.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's I mean, I can't like stress enough like how much like how many bases I touched in terms of like so like I just consume music at like a mass level like through many genres and you know I kind of always have as a kid like I really got that from my pop too who's just he was a big music nut but but he yeah he kind of like touched a lot he touched a lot of damn bases when we were kids. He played everything from you know like Appalachian music to like country music to Irish music to heavy hip hop, New York, West Coast, East Coast, like rock. He played everything. You know what I'm saying?
Now was he a musician or
He's not. Yeah, my dad. Yeah, I feel like he could have been. He could have been a musician if he wanted to. My dad.
do you get a lot of
Yeah.
exposure to live music, like concerts and stuff?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, as a kid, especially. Yeah, we went to shows all the time. He was a big jam band guy, so we
Mhm.
saw like a lot of Fish.
Yeah.
I actually just saw him again recently in Philly, and it was sweet. But yeah, he's a big jam band guy. So like, it's funny like what he like where he calls home in music. I'm straight off from a lot, but yeah, we kind of we come back in the same ballpark a lot.
So do you have like a dream collab? You get a blank check, you can get one or two features. Who you picking?
Ooh, features like you talking about like give me a verse like a rapper, or
Yeah.
you want like collab like on this project with like
Good question. Let's do dream verse for you get a 16 from anybody you want.
just out of like pure like let's make something like sick and like something that would like fulfill like a fantasy. Like I've always told my boys, like Young Thug is the greatest feature artist of all time, and it's such a controversial time to say that, but he's the I like he's such he kills it on every guest. He's like having a song with Thug would be so insane.
He's even dope on a joint like Camilla Cabello or Camilla
Oh
Cabello.
my god,
Yeah,
dude! And that's
yeah,
the freaking verse I reference all. It's that and that Goodbyes Post Malone one.
yeah.
That's the I reference those two verses all the time. They're so good. Yeah,
He
that.
has what I call like a lot of sons. Like he was like so ahead of his time, and then when
Oh
everybody
yeah.
started sounding like Doug, he didn't really get like the credit for it.
Doug
Cause
is
he,
absolutely a godfather of this
yeah,
stuff. Like it's yeah, it cannot be understated.
yeah. I just saw a documentary about him. I didn't realize how little I knew about him. Now I watched like an
Yeah.
hour documentary on Volksgeist, and I'm like,
Yeah, but he'll be the type that, you know, we'll talk about for years, like as we talked about, you know, some of the legends before him. I think he'll be in that conversation for sure. But however the hell this stuff plays out, I know it's been insane. Every day I open social media, I see something crazy about it. But
yeah, it's nuts. So
yeah,
so say you got a chance to do a full project with either a DJ, producer, or another rapper, kind of
word.
like the 21 Savage Drake situation, or like the
Uh,
Drake Future where they did like a whole project together.
Yeah. I would go more the range of like some sick producer. Like I work with like sick producers now who I think are like some of the most talented people like in music. Like genuinely I subscribe to that belief. But I would say like having a project with like Fred again, who's like a new
EDM guy,
he's
yeah.
not
Well,
yeah, he's
kind of
been at
new.
it for a while, but he sort of he blends into like this rap crossover stuff in such a unique, dope way that is like club music and concert music and trap music and like sick freestyle music. Like it's just so dope and inspirational. So I would say Fred again would be like the dream project collab.
I did not see that coming, man. That's a good pick, though. Yeah,
Yeah, word. It's not like I would say Kanye too, like Mike Dean, but like everyone can make a sick project with them, I think. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I like the Fred again pick though, man. I didn't see
Yeah.
that coming. Kind of caught me off guard.
He is so true. He's so tough. I think he'll only get tougher too.
So talk to me about your performance mind state. Are you doing a good amount of performances? Are you just kind of in recording mode now?
Oh yeah, I got a couple under my belt. We're in the spot right now where we're really trying to connect with some good collaborators and some people who could help us get some moolah, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna start performing more. I do have some under my belt, but it's only been massively enjoyable for me. I love performing.
Yeah. You like performing more than recording? Which one do you like more?
Nah, I love recording is the best because it's like just the creative process, and then performing is like recording is like benching and getting stronger, and then it's like performing is like deadlifts, like showing it off. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yo, that's actually a great analogy.
Yeah. Word.
Yeah,
Word.
like
Thank you.
what's more comfortable than going to the gym by yourself and like hitting reps? And then it's
Yeah.
like when everybody's around you watching and you bench
Exactly.
400 once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Word.
yeah, it's not
Exactly.
yeah. Yeah,
But
I
it's
like it.
both are so fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both are fun.
I think recording is the closest thing to literally creating that you can do. You know what I mean?
Uh
Like
huh.
writing is one thing, is just kind of get the idea out of your head. Performing is just
Right.
executing kind of like what you recorded. But
You're putting it into
recording,
the world.
yeah, yeah, like recording is like there's blank space. And I
Yep.
filled it with this sound where
Yep.
there was nothing before.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it created something like tangible, not literally, but rather than an idea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It actually made the idea. That's what it is. It actually made the idea tangible. That's why I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
recording
Word.
so much. That makes sense. I'm like working
Yeah.
it out like in real time as I'm talking to you.
For sure. That's how. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It is
man.
ever evolving. Yeah. Ever evolving understanding of all this art shit for sure.
Absolutely, man. So of all the different ways that people can contact you, so your socials are everywhere. I'm assuming.
Word, yeah, McGowan, MCGWN underscore on Instagram is where I'm most active and most pushing heavy. And I'm on TikTok too, McGowan Vault, just where I'm keeping that vault that you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. So what's the best way that somebody can support you? Somebody hears the music and you're like, yo, I want to rock with this guy. But there's only one
Yeah.
way to support you. What's the single best way that someone can get on board?
If you really want to, I would say listen to my discog top to bottom and take away from it what you will, because I guarantee you I'll be in your head after that for a day or so, and you'll be like I took something away from that, and I like this sound, and then you'll come back. So that's what I would say.
So in your discography, man, I always feel like I always go back and forth, right? I feel like that whatever I'm working on now is the project that I'm most emotionally connected to. So
Right.
I have to step away from the music to be like, all right, well, what's actually my favorite work? You know?
Yeah, yeah,
Do you
yeah.
feel like your stuff is progressively better, so the most recent stuff is the best, or do you have like sentimentality with like a specific song or specific
Yeah,
project?
I do say, like, I will say, like, I'm for the most part I'm proud of like everything I have out, and like it would be a disservice to say like anything that I'm not particularly like huge
Yeah.
on. But
Well,
like,
do you have like favorites or not really? It's like
yeah, yeah,
I love
yeah.
them all the same, like my kids.
No, no, no. I definitely have favorite
Yeah.
stuff that I have released, but like the stuff that I would say is in the vault is like 2 to 3 times better than it. Like then that's just how it'll keep being. I hope for years. Like I'll be way ahead of where I am released, because I'll have made 10, 11, 12 tracks by then, and then I've grown in each one of them. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just watching you move, man. And it's so admirable. I mean, not only are you doing it well, you're doing it with like a certain degree of class. It's still fun, authenticity, all the
Bro, I
buzzwords, man.
appreciate
I don't see you doing anything. I'm like, I can't find a misstep in the hustle anymore,
it.
right?
No,
Is
yeah,
there?
I appreciate it.
Well, I gotta ask you, man. Is there anything that worries you?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. Like, because I know that I'll eat shit for years and continue to do this because I just love dropping and making music. And like that's a conversation that I've had with people I work with. I was like, if I get zero streams the rest of my life, like I'll probably still be making songs. Like it's just fun. You know what I'm saying? So as long as I like carry that love for this shit, like I think I can get past any number of like, or any maybe like non-commercial success, or like any dry spouts, or like there's creative ruts. Like I feel like I can get out of any of that shit. So yeah, I think it's important to have that confidence, but stuff worries me all the time, but it's just like day-to-day stuff. None of
Yeah,
it has to do with music. Thank God.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, I for one, man, I'm so glad you came across. You know, it was your uncle put me on. Like
Yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
your single
Um,
dropped, he just reached out to me like, check this out. I'm like,
and that's my guy. I trust him so much. So
yeah,
I was like, absolutely, I'll hop on. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, he was like my when we worked together. That was like my guy. I mean, still my guy,
Yeah.
but you know,
No, yeah,
time
he's the man.
schedules, calendars. You know.
Shout out Danny Mac, yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
he's the
man.
guy. Yeah, shout out Dan McGowan for setting this up. If you're
Sure.
watching this, bro, I gotta
And
thank you so. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I was gonna say I hope they like that I carry that last name as the artist name too. So like They get shouted, like I get shouted, they get shouted out, I get shouted out. It's all one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
right.
McGowan.
The last name lives on forever in
Yeah, it lives on.
perpetuity.
Hell yeah,
Yeah, man. Good for you. Bro, I got to thank you from the bottom of my heart for just making time to do this. I know you got a
bro.
million things
Absolutely,
going on, school, music, work, whatever. So thank you for, carving out an hour to speak with me
bro. Yeah, there's nothing I'd rather be doing. I love it. I love the process. I love talking about it, and yeah, I love connecting. I love connecting over music. So thanks so much, bro.
as well, man. Best of luck to you. And the rest of you, tune in every Thursday to Loves Music for a new episode. Make sure you check out McGowan, follow him on all streaming platforms, and make sure you check out the project. I'll be here all summer. See you guys next week.